Hey everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel today. I think it's kind of weird that the Sephora VIB 15% off sale is over now, and yet I'm about to share with you all of the things that I purchased that you now can no longer buy on sale. That's like a big old tease. But you know what? I've continued watching everybody else's haul videos from the Sephora sale, and who doesn't like a really good haul anyway? So if you want to find out where I spent my hard-earned money, then just keep watching. By the way, before I get started, I just want to take a second to thank everybody for all of your support and all of the nice comments that you guys leave me. I love my G crew. How cute is that? Hi, I'm 38 and I have a G crew. But I am just gonna take a moment to share real quick. You know how you kind of always think that everybody else seems to have it together, but you feel like sometimes you don't? Let me just share with you how much of a hot mess I can actually be. So right here, you can see I have some really pretty and cute Hello Kitty Band-Aids. Why, Gina, do you have some Hello Kitty Band-Aids sitting at the top of your shoulder, you might wonder? Well, in the midst of attempting to style my hair, you know when you take the curling iron, you go behind there and you wrap around? Yeah, well, I dropped the curling iron or the curling wand and went to catch it, so I lifted my shoulder and was able to brace its fall with the skin on the top of my shoulder blade. It's really not all that bad, but it definitely needed some ointment and some cute Hello Kitty Band-Aids. So I just wanted to let you know that even though you may think things are happening over here and things are all together, they are distinctly and clearly not. And y'all needed to know that about me, because more times than not, I am typically a hot mess underneath what you might see right here. All right, so let's talk about some Sephora purchases. I'm gonna start and end actually very quickly with all of my repeat purchases, you know, the things that you stock up on that you know you live for and love, but you would definitely like to capitalize on a 15% off sale. And so I got some primers, the Benefit Pore-fessional primer, as well as the Becca Evermatte Poreless Priming Perfector. I sometimes use a combination. I sometimes use them alone, just depending on what kind of a mood my skin is in. Apparently I am very committed to my brow products because I bought 3 repeaters. I got a Brow Wiz in taupe. I got a Brow Definer in taupe. I love, by the way, that both of those are both called taupe. And then I got another clear brow gel, which is like the holy grail of all brow gels. I also picked up another brow product. Apparently my brows are very important to me. I got another one of the Benefit Gimme Brows in the light to medium shade, because sometimes when I don't feel like drawing my brows in, I like to just very quickly and easily fill them in with a little bit of colored fiber gel. Colored fiber gels. I also picked up another one of my holy grail volumizing mascaras by Dior Show, the Blackout Mascara. You either love it or hate it. It's got the most major wand on the planet. See what I mean? Huge major wand. So now I want to talk about the new stuff that I picked up. I picked up a couple new foundations, and that's kind of unusual for me, but lately I just kind of feel like I'm into foundation, and I'm really trying different styles and varieties and different levels of coverage. So I picked up by Estee Lauder their Double Wear foundation. I mean, this has been around for ages. I was always using the Revlon Color Stay, and I've been happy with that, but I really wanted to find out if there was any sort of difference between the two. The other foundation that I picked up, I was definitely waiting for a sale for because it's major money. It's by Marc Jacobs. It's the Remarkable Full Coverage Foundation. It's like in the 50s. Like, I don't even pay attention. Like, I am such a budgeter, but honestly, once things hit like a certain price point, like, I don't even pay attention anymore because I can't even stand to think about it. But it's a full coverage foundation, and I know you must be wondering, full coverage? We're approaching spring and summer. What are you getting full coverage for? Well, let me say this. There are days where my skin is very angry and very red or splotchy, and most especially in the summer, I don't want to double up on layers of light to medium coverage in order to, you know, coverage what I need to. It is always way better to use less product of a full coverage than it is to use more product of a lighter coverage. So I was really wanting something for summer where if I needed there to be a lot of coverage, I wouldn't have to layer on tons and tons of product. And this guy, you know what, honestly, I will be doing a full review on this, but right now, initially, my impression is that it's unbelievable. Apparently, I buy things in multiples because I also picked up a couple of blushes. They've both kind of been around for a while, never made it to my collection, heard really good things about them, and decided to finally capitalize now that there was a sale. This is by Benefit. This is the Rockateur blush. I thought this would be a really nice addition for summertime because it's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It's kind of like a muted, almost like a dirty rose with like a very slight, you can actually barely really see it, with a very slight gold satin finish almost to it. I tend to go in the summertime for a lot of the pinks and the peaches and the corals, but I thought with this rose having this kind of goldish shimmer sheen to it, I just thought if I decided I want my cheeks to not be peach, I could go with this in the summertime. The other blush I picked up was by Clinique. This is their Cheek Pop, and this is the Peach Pop Cheek Pop. So I had initially gotten a shade a way long time ago. I think it was like the Ginger Pop maybe. And I wasn't all that impressed with it at the time. And in fact, I posted a review video on it and I kind of just said that the blush, this entire blush line was kind of eh. Do you like that? Eh. But I think at that time I had different expectations. I was tired of buying blushes and blush products that didn't really have a lot of pigment. And so for example, by comparison, I really loved like NARS blushes because those, like, you could like walk into the powder pickup. If you threw the powder up from the blush like a fairy dust and walked into it, that would be enough blush application for you. That's how pigmented I feel that NARS blushes are. And so by comparison at that time, when I was using the Cheek Pop, I was like, there's nothing on here. Where are you? Now I feel like I appreciate the build. I appreciate being able to add a couple of layers to determine how intense I want my blush color to be. And so for summer, I decided I wanted to give Clinique's Cheek Pops another chance. Plus, Marnie at Miss Gold Girl raves about the Cheek Pops, and I thought, well, I totally appreciate her opinion, and I completely respect all of the things that she has to say about various products. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I was just cranky a year ago, and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna give it another shot. Plus, it's super pretty. I also picked up a couple of brushes. I talked a little while ago about how I had purchased a Bobbi Brown face blending brush, and I was blown away by how awesome I thought that it was. And I had been eyeing their bronzer brush, or her bronzer brush, kind of ever since then. And so I thought, you know what, you're on sale. It's time to welcome you into my collection and into my home. I love that it's as wide as it is, but yet fluffy at the same time. I will just always go back to what my husband says. My husband works with tools, and he says the tools are the key to doing your job. If you have the right tools, then you can virtually accomplish anything. And I felt like I needed to be able to accomplish better bronzing with the Bobbi Brown brush. Do you ever feel like you have to justify? I'm having to still continue to justify my purchases right now. The other brush that I bought was by Anastasia, and it is her A23 highlighter brush, and I thought, I don't need that. I use the brush by Morphe. Hold on, it is the M510 brush. And then Anastasia has this one where it's like a miniature fan brush. And as the bristles approach the end, they kind of taper off a little bit. It's a very interesting and unique design. And I thought, there's no reason I need that. But wait, I might need that now that it's 15% off. I don't know why it's so special or why it's so different. Do you notice when I talk about brushes, like I flick them and I pet them? I can't help it. I don't care. It was on sale. I purchased it, and it's revolutionized the way I'm applying my highlighter. Yes, there are other brushes that do it. Yes, I own other brushes that do it, but I wanted it, and that's it. Couple other random things. I actually picked up two things based on Jaclyn Hill's comments and or recommendations. I'm sure you all know who she is. She talked about, did you notice how I had so many Anastasia brow products? Well, the one thing that I didn't have was her tweezers, which conveniently are pink. I love that. They're a slant tip, and I had shied away from them because I preferred a pointed tip when it came to plucking my brows. Jaclyn raved on and on about how these outperformed all of the rest, and I'm like, no. Well, let me tell you, there is actually that much of a difference. I don't know how this pair of tweezers finds brow hairs that I don't even see in the magnifying mirror. Now that I think about it, it's kind of like common sense. Wouldn't you think that Anastasia would make the most awesome pair of tweezers? Why was I resisting that for so long? The other thing that I picked up based on Jaclyn Hill's kind of commentary was an eyeliner by Ardency in. It's a black eyeliner. I'm not sure why I felt compelled to hold it up right there. It's a black stick, basically. It's the Smooth Ride Supercharged eyeliner. She says that it has the most amazing staying power for your waterline. Since I have big eyes, like cow eyes, they're huge. I feel like whenever there is any wear away of black eyeliner in my either, you know, tight lined or waterline, I feel like it's very noticeable because my eyes are so huge. So I really need something to kind of stay in place. So far, I definitely notice a difference in comparison to other, let's say, waterproof or long wearing eyeliners that say they're gonna stay in place and I have found haven't. But maybe it's my eyes. Maybe it's me. Last two things. One of them is really expensive and one of them is not quite so much. These are the things called Invisibobbles, which now that I'm looking in my viewfinder, look invisible to you as well. These are things called Invisibobbles. They look like old-fashioned telephone cord wires, actually. And the idea behind them is that they are supposed to tie your hair back without actually giving you the kinks. And my hair is very kinkable. Kinkable? Kinkable. I can tie my hair back for 5 minutes and then you will see an indentation. But what I love about these Invisibobbles, and they come in a bunch of colors. There's a dark brown, there's also a clear. My husband looked at the clear when I picked up the clear and he's like, when you lose those, how are you going to find those? I'm like, why are you assuming I'm going to lose those? Anyway, what I love these for is that when you tie your hair up in a bun, I used to have to secure it in with bobby pins, but the Invisibobble keeps my hair tied up in a very messy bun and I don't find the need to have to use bobby pins unless I'm like going like running or something, which I don't even do, so it really doesn't matter. The last thing I bought was one of those resistance items. I had been looking at it and admiring it for quite a long time and I finally sucked it up. It's by Bite Beauty. It's the Agave lip mask and I was like, what is that, like glorified Vaseline? Give me a break. It is very different from Vaseline. Vaseline by comparison is very slippery. This is a little bit tackier so that, for example, I put it on at night before I go to bed and I can still feel its presence come the next morning. And that makes me feel as if it's been working now on moisturizing my lips all night. So those are my purchases from the Sephora 15% off sale. And now I'm just creating my list for the next sale that comes in the fall. So what did you guys get during the sale? What was your favorite purchase? Tell me what you think I missed out on because I'll just add it to my list and I might not even wait for the sale. But definitely leave me a comment down below before you go. By the way, the look that I've got on right now, I just finished filming a tutorial on it using some of the new Fiona Styles powder products, which ironically you cannot get at Sephora. You can only get at Ulta. But if you're interested in seeing this look that I created, keep your eyes peeled for that tutorial. I am on Instagram and Twitter. Take a minute, check me out over there. By the way, I'm kind of looking into Snapchat. I watch Snapchat all the time. But I'm trying to decide if I'm worthy enough for Snapchat. I will let you know if that becomes something. If you are a member of my G crew already, thank you so much for all of your support and all of your wonderfully kind comments that you guys have been leaving me. If you are not already a subscriber, then please subscribe so you can become a part of our G crew. I so appreciate you spending this time with me. I hope you have a really good rest of the day. And in the meantime, thanks.
Apparently I'm very committed to my brow products. Let's just take out letters while we're trying to talk. I love that those are the same name, by the way. I think I've said, by the way. How are you doing there, by the way? Okay, we're gonna do that for the third time now. So maybe I was just cranky when I purchased that first